Hello, my name's Steve Murphy. I have written, produced, directed and acted in my 3 feature films, Doorways, My Saviour and Relentless. And we are just in pre-production on the 4th Skull Hunter at this minute. Yeah, first moment was just going to see Superman 2 at the cinema. And when the curtains opened and John Williams' music played, I've got to be in film somehow. But then, of course, I did nothing about it. I did drama at school. When I left school, I tried to get onto the drama course, but I was told because I was working full-time as a bouncer and a care worker that I wouldn't be able to devote the time to the course as the other kids were funded. So, I was only 18 and I left and tried again the next year, and this time it was the same tutor. He just said that my lifestyle wasn't conducive to the course. And again, I didn't know what that meant at that age, but I thought my dreams were over before they'd begun. Thinking back to it now, I think, what a nasty thing to tell a young person. And I was kind of like crushed. That was all I wanted to do and be involved in films, but I didn't know how, and I drifted for 12, 13 years, sort of like in the wilderness, sort of self-destructing in and out of every kind of job going, until I went back to the same course when I was 32. It was a different tutor this time, thank God. And he put me on the degree course, even though I was working full-time. And that gave me my confidence back, because I'd lost all confidence in myself, really, and my way in life. And then, got my degree. And I thought, well, I want to do something. I don't know how to make a film. I'll write a simple 2-man play. So I wrote a play called Doorways, based on my experiences as a bouncer. It was just very simple, 2 of us. It was an hour and a half. It was great training for me. Sold out the first 2 nights, and it probably still is the greatest experience of my life. I was buzzing because it made me believe in myself, and that maybe I wasn't so stupid after all, and I might be capable of doing something in this area. Through Doorways, I was quite fortunate. I won a writing scholarship with the National Theatre for 2 years. I learnt loads on that, but it was a bit of a nightmare because I was amongst academics. They were teaching drama at Oxford. They'd written novels, and I'd just done this little play. And some nights I'd turn up to the course with black eyes from the MMA. One time I was on my crutches because I broke my ankle. I think they thought I was just a bit of a thug. So it was really hard, but I did learn a lot. And I also won a scholarship to New York Film Academy, but I had to raise the money to live in Manhattan for a year. So I was just doing anything I could to raise that money. I bought a taxi so I could just work round the clock, entered MMA fights, was pitching to local businesses, tried selling my mum, but she wasn't worth anything, just trying to raise the money, which we did. Because I remember getting all these sort of arty people that I knew into a room, and I'd storyboarded a trailer. And basically everyone just laughed at me, and they said, even to do the trailer, Steve, you're going to need this for lights. I thought, rubbish. So with my friend Johnny Ciardini, we just got a simple DSLR camera and we shot a rough trailer. It wasn't great. We stuck it up on Facebook and it got a lot of interest. Yeah, raised the money enough just to start the film. The only 2 people that were professionals was the sound guy, Matt, and the cameraman John, who's worked on all 3 films. I was just winging it. We shot in a pub that was open. So we'd be halfway through a scene and some drunk guy would come out and try and start a fight with us or something. And it was a long 4 weeks, but we got it done. And I was just telling people before we started, it's not going to be Citizen Kane, but as long as it's not crap. That was as long as it's not crap, and it isn't crap. And I'm proud of it to the day, just how we did it, because it was quite a feat at the time. No training, no money. When Doorways was editing, I was feeling terrible about myself. We were watching it during editing, and I thought, oh, God, it's just awful. I've got no talent, I'm rubbish. And I just hated myself, and I wanted to write a nasty character. That was just my first thought, a nasty character. And I'd always been, growing up in the 80s, it was always, Stallone and Arnie. I'm a fan of Westerns, 1950s Westerns, but it's always the same sort of story. The hero rides into town, saves the girl, sorts out the bad guys, and then they go off into the sunset. bit high noon. But even as a kid, I was always a bit bored of that, because the heroes are always a saint-like character that never do anything wrong. And a lot of the people I was mixing with in real life at the time, a lot of them are quite dubious characters, some of them, but they were good to me. A lot of them had good hearts. People aren't black and white. I wanted to get this sort of grey area of life that I think we all are. I think, good people do bad things, and bad people can do good things. So I wanted to get this over in this character. He comes into town, saves the girl, cleans up the town, and you think it's going in that direction. And then I just wanted to take the carpet away from people and take it in a completely different genre and go, whoa, this guy, he's pretty evil, but he's done these good things as well. The lady, played by Bailey Freer, who's tremendous in it, she's lost her family. Her kid's gone to live with the dad. She's lost her job. She's got no support network, so she's totally lost. And this guy comes in, sort of like fills this void. And it's kind of like, how much do you owe someone, or what would you do for love, or what would you do for friendship? So I wanted to explore that a bit, and how people can make decisions sometimes that they don't intend to. Life's not black and white. I just, had to get the female lead right. It was integral to the story. That was through casting call. Saw a few actresses, but Bailey Freer just really stood out to me. And so I sent her the script. We talked about it. She did read through some lines and sent them via video. And I thought, that's just it, And I went up to London just to meet her. Didn't want to do the audition thing again. I didn't like that process through doorways, having people perform in front of me. And so we just went up to meet her and talk about it. We got on, because there was a lot of strong scenes for her to do, especially as we didn't know each other. And she was very brave for doing it. I've always trained since I was like 14. I remember stealing my Christmas money to go and buy my first set of weights. So I've always trained. It keeps me sane to this day, because I'm like an all or nothing kind of character. And I think without the training side of things, I don't know where I'd be. But I think the training was more important. But then it became, I wanted to test myself out as well, because I was never naturally a scrapper. So I wanted to test myself, and I don't know, maybe it's another form of self-destruction as well. So I wanted to test myself. It was something to train for. If ever I've been in a dark area of my life, sometimes you can choose a bad way, which I have done, or you can choose a good way. So I'd go, right, let's have a fight in a couple of months, because there's nothing to spur you on, like thinking someone's going to be punching you in the head in a couple of months. So it gives you a kick up the bum to do things. And also the money would contribute to the films. And it got a following as well. It got raised the awareness to the film locally and what I was trying to do. And I was just doing anything I could to raise money, really, and raise awareness of the film. I picked up a lot of injuries in that time. I mean, I wouldn't... one of them, I got kneed in the head a few times, and I sat back on my ankle and it snapped. I went a bit deer hunter, like in the film The Deer Hunter. I looked at it, it was just in two different directions, and I got up. I thought, oh no, my leg's not working. I looked to the corner, my leg's not working. So that was one thing, got 8 plates in there, waiting for knee replacement, my right knee. Even when I won, I think it was second before last MMA fight I won, but I ended up breaking my thumb, got 2 plates in there, my wrist. Most of my fingers have been done, broken nose, multiple stitches in my eyes, and a bit of a cauliflower ear, but not too bad. The very first scene of my saviour was one of the MMA fights from the film. So we shot it on an actual fight night. They gave us 2 half-hour slots in between the scheduled fights, and we'd been rehearsing the fight for months, but that kind of just sort of all went out the window. We got in the ring and people thought it was a real fight. So they were clapping and cheering and all this. That was half an hour. And then we came back on for the second half an hour, and then people knew what we were doing, and then they started, piss off, get out. I was turning back, I was going, fuck off. And because we had to finish it, we had to get it done. Otherwise, we didn't have that, and that was integral to the film. So that was pretty kamikaze style. That was mad. But good though. I mean, I know it's the best that we could do it, but in Rocky film they're 5 months, and we had an hour in editing, colour in the post-production process. I was thinking about the next film, and I just wanted it to be something sort of fun and breezy, because Saviour's very dark and there was a lot of dark stuff to do. So I wanted it to be more of a traditional action film with a bit of humour in it, and shot that over 2 weeks. I just wanted to do it's called Relentless, and that's how we filmed it. Not many setups, quite handheld, and just to keep it moving and keep it fun, and remind myself that filmmaking is fun after the arduous process of Saviour. Cast that as well, again, female lead, strong female lead. Found Tiffany Robinson, who was, she was just the only choice for it. Again, she read a few lines, sent it through, and I just knew. And she's got striking hair. She's just a great all-round actress. So I've been lucky. I've been really lucky with my films with the leading ladies, because they've just elevated the films to another level. But filmmaking just isn't light and breezy. Did it over 2 weeks. I think we did every day, and it was so hot. I just remember it being so very hot. And in the middle of it, we had to stop filming because my mum lived in the house for 40 years. I had to move her into her care home. I had a heart attack that was going on for 2 days. I kept putting it off. I was in the gym, and I finished my workout, and then it felt like an elephant had sat on my chest. I thought I just trained hard. Then I started wheezing. I thought like as if I was Doc Cotton and smoked, which I don't. And then I was driving to my mum's. I was getting a bit tired. And then got to my mum's, I was eating, and I was beginning to slide off the table. So I went in the other room. I didn't want to worry her. And she was watching Emmerdale, so I didn't want to disturb that. And I was on all fours in the other room. My head was spinning. I should have noticed then something was wrong. But I thought, I'll just have a kip. Everything will be all right in the morning. Woke up in the morning, 6 a.m. Nobody feels good at 6 a.m. though. Went back to the gym. Oh, God, I feel terrible. Went and did a 12-hour shift at work. And it was just like I was drunk. I was like talking to people. It was like that. Felt like my head was going to explode. My manager said, Steve, I don't really think you look very well. And I said, yeah, I'll drive to A&E after work. Saw the nurse. She said, yeah, you're kind of in the middle of a heart attack. And then they all came out of the woodwork like on casualty and whisked me up and operated on me there and then. So it wasn't as light and breezy as I'd hoped. But when you've trained all your life, I think most people who train know that you get injuries and you think, oh, it'll be all right in the morning. But I did feel awful, and then but all I could say to them was, will I better train again? Will I better train again? I said, I'm not having a heart attack, I can't be. And so yeah, I think it was just a bit of shock. But the older I get, you'll realise how much time I've wasted. And so I think I've just got more drive now than I did 20 years ago. I just want to, just get back on the horse and get back doing it, things happen to us in life, and you just have to get on with it, roll with the punches and get back to it. Skull Hunter's the new feature film. We shot a teaser trailer in lockdown in a nuclear bunker. It's a dark detective serial killer genre kind of film, and I want to direct. I want to just focus on that solely and learn more, teach myself more this time. And just in the middle of contacting actors, agents, and trying to get some kind of name for it, just to elevate it up a bit and take it up to the next league, We're all ready to go, shot listed, storyboarded, locations, just done a Kickstarter, was successful. But I just need an extra 20 grand, because that would make all the world of difference. I know it's nothing in the world of film, but it would make it such a big difference to us. With an acting agency, CK Talent, they've got a pitch deck of Skull Hunter at the minute, which they're pitching to studios. So hopefully something might come of that. We're approached by a guy who production design, which we've never had before. So that's a great bonus. He worked on Prodigy videos, Breathe and Firestarter. He came on board and helped us with the trailer in the nuclear bunker, which was perfect for it, and which we will shoot some of the film in as well as a location. So yeah, that's been great, and just to have someone like that read the script and like it, as well as the acting agency, they like the script and the trailer. It's got so much potential. So any producers, investors out there, it's going to be quite something. While we're in the process of getting the funds together for Skull Hunter, I was talking to a couple of my friends, and they were just feeling a bit down about not doing stuff. I've been a bit frustrated, so I just wanted to write something that we could film now. Just a couple of locations. So I've written a 6-part sitcom, and we're going to film the pilot episode next month. It's going back to the bouncer issues that I was trying to do in Doorways, but do it in another fashion, whereas Doorways was quite dark. It's still dark, I suppose, because my character's quite depressive in it, but it's done with humour, and I wanted to explore it in a different direction, and just all the characters that I met in that 25 years, because I used to stand on that door and sometimes, oh geez, what am I doing with my life? But one day I'm going to make these experiences count, and that's sort of what I'm trying to do now. So it was a big chunk of my life, 25 years. So I think I've explored it with a play, a feature film, and now in a sitcom format. I just want to make my own stories, because I think each one of us has so many experiences in our life. I've got so many things I want to explore and to do and say, and so that every experience that we have in our lives, whether it's good or bad, particularly if they're bad, it will mean that they count for something now. They're not just a bad experience that can get you down, that you look back on and think, oh God, I can use that and maybe explore it and deal with it. And so whatever you've been through counts for something. I always feel like, oh, I've had enough of this. But then what else am I going to do? Just do what I'm doing anyway in my normal jobs? So no, I do sometimes think, oh God, it's hard work, because I want to take things up to the next level. It's not just a hobby. I'm not just doing it just for a lark. I want to make people say, what would success mean? Well, for me, to be able to live by what I'm doing, to make a living at doing what I'm doing, not have to do other jobs and scrape around, and to be able to pay people that I respect what they're owed, not have to do everything on a shoestring budget. And so no, I'd never give it up. I'm always going to do it. Films are my life. It's what's in my heart and soul. So no, I'll never stop doing it, and I'll keep trying to make each one better and grow as a filmmaker.